Alrighty. They started a little bit early, so I haven't been able to change everything. But QueenEatingDragon versus Yura-11. I believe this is the last match of the upper bracket. This is the first game. And Yura has the white pieces, and QueenEatingDragon with the black pieces. Or that's actually reversed. Not sure what happened there. But QueenEatingDragon with the white pieces. Yura with the black pieces. Alright, so we had a knight kick symmetry line with rook f5 and then rook b4 from Yura. Rook to g6, king to b3, king to g3, bishop b2, knight to f4. Interesting stuff. Queen a7, king g4, and then they lose the bishop, but queen takes f1. White has better chances of advancing. Rook to c5 doesn't seem like a move anymore. Sure, the bishop diagonal, but I wouldn't say either player is losing here. King a4 seems like an odd move, though. Would not have played it, but king g5 probably coming. And then not sure to plan to advance. Maybe we see rook h2, but then the rook's just going to slide over. It's probably to e6. Maybe just rook to c7. And probably king h6. Maybe knight to e6 first. And then the rook maybe to e7. Then just king h6. No, rook to c6 is played instead. I mean, still just king h6. Knight here, a little bit unnecessary because the knight wanted to help on g7 in my opinion. Alright, and now the knight has a fork. So here, I mean, obviously, there was played, but what do you play here? Yeah, just unfortunate. I didn't see that idea, but maybe it's not over. Did you have rook to b5? Okay, just takes. And now king h6 again? Are we gonna see king h6? Yeah. We do have rook to f7 after king h6. But no, queen a6 is played. Probably denying an idea is queen to c5. Granted, that probably was an idea from the beginning. This also is just a trade-off material. This bishop here, holding on strong though, so I don't think the queen taken here and the queen taken here was necessarily terrible for black. Okay, trading off the worst scenario, and now it's just completely over. King to g6, rook here, and then the rook's gonna come here. After advance, it could get tricky, so yes, maybe rook to e6 first. And yeah, now just here, because king g7 is just gonna win instantly. But drops back king h7, and then rook to b. And then you just have even rook to f6 there, sacking the exchange, and then again, the bishop's gonna come here, But then yes, it's 2 ranks down. Queen Eating Dragon's gonna take game 1. Alrighty, Green Dragon takes game 1 here. Queen Dragon with the black pieces this time, and another knight takes symmetry line. This time, going into the older line. A lot of players play this, like Vladislav Alekin, Alexander Koval. Especially this line where they play this rook to b8 stuff. Then you're going to see knight g3 here after advancing. It's at least the typical line. Queen a6, I believe, is also a move. But then you have the rook coming back. But then I believe you have either of these queen moves. Knight e3, we usually see king g5. Knight f4. What is the idea here after takes? I guess here, and then rook c. Oh, queen takes f5. Interesting. Is this theory? Because I haven't seen this one before. We're just seeing knight to g6 now. And the queen can't move yet because the rook would be hanging. Although I guess that allows an advance. So maybe king to h6 first. And then you play here with initiative. Right, there is king to b5. Right, rook to f1. King h6 is no longer a valid move. But maybe rook to f8 doubling up. Because yeah, rook to f8 and let's say something like rook to c7, then takes, and then black's gonna advance, and white's gonna have trouble though, so they're not exactly clear. Right, queen h3 is played, allowing king to c5 or king to b5. King d5, I think, is a bit of a stretch because your pieces just won't coordinate well with the king. But rook to f7 is a move now. I believe king h6 here is fine, but don't know what the plan will be to advance. So plays queen f5 after now that the rook's on the other side, but it's protected by the king now, so I think that's a wasted move. Queen to h1 just to stop any king h6 idea. Rook f8. Likely just going to see a rook trade. Is the knight going to take? Okay. But yeah, there's too little material here. Even if you have the fork, your queen's now pinned. And it looks like QueenEatingDragon will take game 2. Because yeah, maybe you're going here. Maybe you try to sack the queen, but it doesn't work. Even with stalemate. Oh, I guess there was a stalemate idea. So king h6, if the queen takes king h7, that is stalemate. Your queen's just pinned, just advance. Alright, and that makes QueenEatingDragon go up 2-0. And now we're in game 3. Queen Dragon plays Bishop d4. If Bishop symmetry, we're likely going to see the Queen h6 line. And if Queen a8, no, Queen a6, so just going down this line. I mean, in theory, a lot of people have been playing Queen takes g6 lately. It's losing, so I don't understand why people play it. Queen a5 is a theory, or b5 after Bishop. Unless Bishop e5. Queen to c8 is not a good idea. Bishop h3 hits the queen, and you have no good places for your queen. Alright, and Bishop g2, and then the queen's probably going to come to d5. Oh, just repeating. But now the bishop's on a stronger diagonal, so I just advanced to g5. e5. I don't like that, because you are allowing eventually some sort of attack on the queen with this discovery. But takes on c1. 9 of discovery, probably idea is 94. Alright, bishop takes f2, taking the free knight. But what is the plan here for black? Taking the other free knight. Likely coming here. So black has all major pieces, making this really easy for white, especially with all these minor pieces. White is just winning here. The double bishops for a rook is already winning, but then you also have a knight that you can get involved pretty easily. So sacks the exchange again, and now it's 3 minor pieces for queen. Equal ranks, but you have the first move. Rook d6 going to be played. Knight to d3 instead, probably going knight to b4. Right, queen to c2 and knight b4, there was an option. That's just a free knight now. But I guess you do have just rook to d6. Maybe queen a2, queen a3, queen b3. Queen b3 I do queen f7, but there's also bishop d5 to stop that. These double diagonals making it tough for these major pieces to coordinate. So maybe queen e2, hitting both, advance, and then takes, and then advance. And maybe queen h4 with the idea of queen h8. But if queen h2, you maybe just defend your bishop with like something like bishop d4. Queen h3 played, trying to deny king to e6. But king f6 and then king e7 is still a threat. You don't have queen h7 or rook to b7, so this is the threat. Granted, you will have queen h8 after king to e7. But then even something like bishop d4 there. And then once you scoot over to bishop, I mean the queen to get off the bishop diagonal, then bishop d5. And I guess bishop d5 isn't the move, maybe bishop h7. And then your queen has no moves. And it should be over after that. What is the move here for black? Rook to e8. Alright, denying, but then just king f. Alright, getting the queen and the rook into a decent position. Now what? Rook to f6, maybe. The bishop's hanging, so yes, maybe deal with that first. Bishop f3. And you can't come here because of the diagonals. Maybe you just give a little push to the rook. But then rook to e6. And I guess takes, so maybe just rook to f6. Alright. Without the bishops, this endgame would be a draw. So this one's winning. Likely going to see here. And are we going to see bishop a7? Because after takes, you just had there. I think bishop a7 will win on the spot. Bishop a7, and yeah, where's your queen going when the rook was here? There, you can take. Oh no, you can't because the rook's hanging. All right, now the queen is out of moves, and this is a decent attack, and it should be game over. All right, good stuff on QueenEatingDragon to find that board geometry. 3-0, and Yura again playing knight takes c2. If I did have to say anything, I think that Yura is weak for his weight rating because he does play just the same exact lines all the time. They're good lines, and most players don't know them, don't take the time to know them, but really nothing else besides that. But bishop g2 here, deviating from his main line, but I don't think it works because you just have king to b5. Maybe rook to b6 first. Pure doesn't like it this much, but sure, you have knight takes the bishop. But rook takes, and now your rook's under a bit of scrutiny. Sure, you have bishop e4, maybe bishop h1. But after advance, this is completely fine. Even this rook dropping down because the king's not there yet. Knight is hanging though. But a bishop for 3 ranks is not going to be enough compensation. Granted, it can stall a little bit, so. But knight b3 saving the knight. And probably going to recapture with the knight here. Maybe just king to g4. Going to see knight to d4. No, just king to b5. Trading. Then now the rook f6 is a possibility. But then maybe knight to d4 or knight to a5. Just coming here. Queen to g6 doesn't look as strong. Again, same ideas. Oh, and the bishop's gone. I didn't even see that the bishop was hanging either. But bishop taken. And yes, now just queen to c6. He'll just play queen to c6 there. But likely going to see. Oh, no, he's trying something. But yes, either piece on this side. And you're probably fine. Here, there's no advance yet. Just advance, and black has the easy main 3. Alright, queen g6. And yes, it's over. Alright, QueenEatingDragon takes game 4. Now 4-0 so far. Clean sweep. No break called, so bishop symmetry. Queen h6, once again going into this line. And again, queen c8. Same exact line all the way so far. In fact, QueenEatingDragon pre-moved almost every single one of those moves, or instantly moved, being 12 seconds up on the clock. But yes, same exact line as we saw last time. Exactly the same exact line. Are we also going to see queen takes c1? No, knight d3 first. Right, rook c6. Probably rook trade, and then queen takes. Hitting the bishop, but it's defended by the queen. So the knight's coming to b4, like I was mentioning last game. And it's basically a fortress. But the queen can stay on the rank, maybe with g6. But then bishop e4, and it's going to be pushed off. And then maybe something like queen f7. And then we have maybe knight d6. Maybe bishop to d5, hitting the queen. But QueenEatingDragon should have this one. Alright, queen v7, just takes. The coordination of the knight and bishop, perfectly fine, so you can just use the queen versus the rook, and it's over. Oh, drops down and takes, and advances, yep. QueenEatingDragon goes up 5-0 now. Could see a clean sweep in this match. Alright, rook to b3 from QueenEatingDragon. Giving up the bishop, but the queen's under attack, so queen to g4. Maybe just bishop b2 here. Maybe even rook to c4 here. Not sure the exact line and evaluation for the computer, but bishop b2 seems fine. Maybe even have bishop d4. Probably not immediately because of the knight taking, but it is something. Now maybe just knight c4. They're opening up this. But rook c4 works as well. Issue is you do have bishop d5 here, but after trade, then maybe the rook's not that bad after to b4. Rook to d3 opted instead, hitting the bishop back. No counterplay yet. Bishop g2, maybe a rook f3 idea. Or even just simply rook f5 at some point. But yes, bishop d4 is fine now, after takes. Probably queen takes. And then rook takes, and black should be fine. Instead, just the immediate rook f5. I don't see a way white's going to advance, though. But maybe you take now, and then the rook takes, and you have king g3, but there is just queen takes. The rook's going to slide here. Rook to g3 and trade, and then yeah. You don't even need to worry about the other pieces. You can trade the knight when you need to. Maybe even you want to just go knight b3, knight c5. Make it a little simpler on you. But yeah, maybe something like bishop a8 to get the bishop out of the way, and then you could slide your king over. That should be winning for black. At the very least, draw. So this game should be the final game of the series. Rook to e5. And then knight to c5. Rook e5 doesn't seem like it accomplishes anything. In fact, it makes things worse, because now you don't have an advance. You probably wanted to go rook g5 if you wanted to worry about the advance that way. But yeah, I mean, resignation is even in order at this point. There's no need to play this position out. So rook to g5, advance. Rook comes here, and you can just knight staircase all the way up. And white can't even worry about advancing. But yeah, and then here, it's a little bit tricky. But I assume you just have here. Unless king h3 is played, of course. But if king h3, then you do have takes the rook. So, nothing. Probably can't sacrifice your queen yet. I mean, queen to b6 would even be fine there. Because your knight's in the position where it could sack itself. Maybe just knight to c5. I mean, since he's not resigning, I would have just accepted draw, but double attack. One of the pieces is going down. Likely gonna save the rook, and then after queen takes advance, there's queen c5, queen to d5. And then this knight can't come here, but the king can slide over, and then the knight's coming to b6. Just advance the king, and then here, slide it over. I probably would slide over this way, and just simple advance, but now, yes. 6-0, a clean sweep from QueenEatingDragon over Yura. And that is the conclusion of this series. There's not really much to analyze since they basically played the same lines every single game. But good stuff from QueenEatingDragon. And he will move forward to play Natso in the next round. So that should be a good match. And I will see you guys at the next match when it's available.